guys, welcome back. This can be part 6 of Smash TV. I want to, well, first of all, I sandblasted the speaker grill. And since I was sandblasting a bunch of stuff, I went ahead and sandblasted the 2 metal brackets for this game. When I was sandblasting this, as I was getting through the blue paint, you can actually see where it said Williams on it. A little bit. But, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to paint the backside black with some Krylon, and we'll start painting these brackets. I'm just going to do it on the garbage can over there. Old school. And then once this back dries for a little bit, actually you can see it a little bit better now. Once the back dries for a little bit, we'll flip it over and we'll paint the white area where the stencil is going to go, and then we can stick the stencil on it and then paint the black around it. I also sandblasted the metal parts for my kick. So those I can paint at some point too. Let me grab this paint real quick. The reason why I'm painting the back of it is because it's bare metal now, and I can't get the lid off the can for some reason. If I don't paint it, it'll rust. So we're just gonna get a good coat on it real quick. I'm actually gonna have to pick up some white Krylon I don't have anymore. I like using the Krylon because it dries so fast. Rust-Oleum, I do have some white Rust-Oleum, but I don't want to waste a bunch of time waiting for that to dry. That's all we need on that. We'll put a light coat on here. These brackets. Okay, now what we can do is start assembling the power brick, stuff like that. This stuff, I want to read this real quick, what it says here. Dry time. Dry as a touch in 20 minutes, handle in 1 hour. So that's why I like this stuff. Rust-Oleum takes way longer to dry. So let's go over here and we can, let me show you the coin door. Dusty. Been busy today doing other stuff. Look at how nice that looks. Tell me that doesn't look brand new. All right, so we're gonna throw this power brick back together first. Then we can put it in the cabinet. And then we can get the PCB mounted. Get the monitor in there and start getting it. I'd like to get it powered up before I do the control panel, just to get it up and working, you know. I already cleaned the hardware yesterday. Probably should have untaped this yesterday. How does tape stick so well when you don't want it to? I mean, it's amazing. And then when you want it to stick to something, it falls off. Yeah, I gotta run out in a little bit, so I'll pick up another can of white Krylon so that we can get that speaker grill all done and put back on the cabinet. Ugh. Paper towel stuck to it a little bit. knew I was going to regret wrapping the tape around it, but it was the easiest way to do it. Probably gonna be a pretty long video. I want to get this thing, I'd love to get it wrapped up today, but I have a feeling I'll be working on it tomorrow for a little bit. It's 4 o'clock already today. I had to paint those gas pump doors, and then I did a bunch of sandblasting. Had to run out and get sand. So I start at like 8 in the morning, and before you know it, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon every single day. And then the next thing I know, it's 10 o'clock at night. It goes so fast every day, which I'm not too sad right now because I'm ready for summer. Today it's almost 40, so it was a good day to sandblast. 40 feels like a freaking heat wave compared to the 0-degree temperatures we've been having. Okay, finally got that on tape. Now we can put the legs back on it. Now, this is important. The bottom one, okay, the tube is on that side. Let me show you here. So on the bottom 2 bolts, they put cardboard tube around the bolt so that the bolt did not ground out into the opening. Weird why they did it like that. I don't know why they did it like that, but they did. Upper ones, they use the plastic insulators. So I don't know why they did that. You'd think they would just want to use the same thing for all of them. This one, the tube stayed in on this side. This side, it came out on the bolt. Now, if you're missing the tube and you don't have it, just use masking tape. Just put masking tape around it and you'll be just fine. Man, these little bolts always screw with me. Just got to get it loose on there. Ah, crap. I gotta take it back apart. Plastic goes on before the bolt. Oh no, I can spin these. Just gotta slide the plastic in here, I believe. Or am I doing that wrong? No, it goes the other way. It goes through the bracket. Okay. That's what I get for questioning myself. And the nut fell off. Oops. They put glue on these damn things. It's like a urethane almost. And it gets in the threads and it just screws up the bolts. Or it's an epoxy or something. I don't know what it is. Nope, there comes the cardboard too. Pinball parts left this morning. Once this game is done, oh, I got a bunch of circuit board chips for Space Firebird. I don't know if I have them all, but I did get a bunch of them. I have not looked at them yet. Next project we're going to be working on is going to be some more Tato cabinets, because I need to do those ones for that guy that he dropped off 2 of them, and I'm going to be building 2 Tato cabinets from scratch on top of restoring 2 of them for him. So that's going to be another thing that I do. This goes this way. Goes this way because these 2 wires go through that hole. Once you put the grommet in there, like so. You know what? These had lock washers on them. Crap. Number 3 Phillips. I gotta make that cord, power cord still. Hate these plastic nuts, suck too. If you guys remember, the nut was on the inside because I could not get a socket on it because it was right up against the filter. Okay, so if you remember, the black wires go onto the fuse holder. That's loose. If it's ever loose, just push down on it a little bit with a screwdriver. There we go. And I'll have to look at my photo. I don't think it matters, honestly, which one this goes on. But we'll double check it. All right, so I gotta go grab a cord so we can put that in. That'll be next. Okay, this cord was actually in the cabinet. And it's rated for 10 amps, 12 volt, 125 volts. So more than enough. I have to check because one of these, it's the black. The black gets, I think they had the black tied in here. Yes. Then white went onto there, and then green goes here. Ah, crap. Well, that's a waste. Maybe. If I, oh no, I'm okay. I can get the wire through there still, can't I? Yes. Okay, all right. Thought I screwed up. There's always a little extra that hangs over the edge, and you got to trim it back with a razor blade. That one's tight. There we go. Okay, let me go grab my soldering iron. And I'm gonna check the picture just to make sure. Okay, I checked my picture and I was wrong. The black wire goes over here, the white wire goes over here. That's why I always take pictures, because you never know. Okay. So our power brick is together. Grab some spray adhesive so we can put those stickers back on. Gotta let it dry for a minute. Well, went on a little bit. Oh, that's not too bad. Not perfect, but it works. Okay, so now we can take this over to the cabinet. I wonder if the original mounting holes are still in here. I would think so. I think I see them right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's that. I gotta get some screws for that. Did I put this? No, it's got to be the right way. Yeah, because this came along the back here like that. Okay. find a nut for that, those ground straps, ground wires. Okay, I found a nut and put it on there. So those are tight. That's plugged in, that's plugged in. I need to see what that is. This potentially, no, because it doesn't have a ground. I believe this is monitor, and I have another ground wire here I need to figure out. Probably gonna have to extend it and bring it to there. And then, or maybe somebody changed a wire from purple to pink. So maybe these were the monitor, I'll bet you. This was probably monitor. And we'll check it with the voltmeter. But I'm gonna say 99% confident this is the monitor. This plug here, I'm gonna say goes to the power supply, because we have our black, our white, and our green. So we can run that over to there, and that'll power up our switching power supply. This will be our monitor. We already have a wire run up for the Marquee. When I run out to grab, which I'm gonna get ready to go now, I'm gonna go grab some white spray paint because I gotta get some other things. And I'll see if I have an LED light in the house. If I don't, this is all dusty on the front. If I don't have an LED light, I'll pick one up. Let's hang the coin door up there. Sometimes it's easier to put these on when they're not fully assembled. So let's just stick it on here. Get two of the clamps holding it in place. And the reason why sometimes it's easier to put them on before you put them together is you don't run the risk of scratching your new paint up. You can put a towel on the table, but sometimes it's just easier to not have that risk. I gotta grab a socket. See, I would think when I get back, I would think within an hour or so, we can have the monitor in here and we can have it powered up. Get the circuit board and everything mounted. I think we can get it powered up. Maybe I'll do one more video tomorrow. Maybe I'll do the control panel tomorrow and just finish this thing up. I don't know if I'll get to it tonight. It's already 5 o'clock. Don't want to rush anything. Always take your time. Rushing gets you nowhere but problems. This is a big cabinet. This thing is deep. It'd almost be cool if they had made one of these and put them in like a Stargate cabinet or something like that. That would be pretty cool. But I understand that you wouldn't really have the room on the control panel because there's 4 joysticks. Dropped one so far. leg levelers are not level. Actually, it's my floor. My floor has a dip in it. So I don't really even try to leg level anything because it's just gonna have to get readjusted anyways. Okay, now before the bottom clamps go in, you have to hang the coin box. Because if you don't hang the coin box, the clamps go behind it. But before we hang the coin box, I have to put the credit button, or not the credit button, but the, what do you call this thing? Point meter or whatever they call it. My drill. Okay, so I mounted the coin meter back on, or counter rather. And then you take this, and there's this little lip right here, and the metal box hangs on that lip. Like that. Then you can put your lower clamps in. So I'll do those off camera because those are, I'm gonna have to do them from the back side, the bottom ones. Okay, I'm back. I got the white, satin bright white. I need to move these out of the way. I still have to paint the other sides of these, but I'll do that after I put the white on. So I need to flip this over. Now, if some white gets on the backside, it is what it is. It's at least painted so that we don't have to worry about it rusting. Now, the thing with this speaker mesh, any speaker mesh, you have to spray it more than one direction because you don't get all the way in the holes if you don't. Okay, that should be good there. Put the lid back on so I don't mistake it for black. So I brought the, we cut this stencil earlier, so that's out here. So there's the Williams stencil there. Picked up the spray paint. I had to bring one more leg up from the basement because I opened the PCB up and it was missing one leg on that board. Actually, we're running a fluorescent light fixture. I had two of these in the basement. It turned it on, it works. So we'll use that. We gotta cut the plug off and splice it in. This is the PCB. Everything's all in one on here. So this is, I would imagine this must be the soundboard. I'm not sure. I don't know what, I think it is. Yeah, because here's the, so whoever did the PCB put the sound pot on here. Originally they plug in here, and then this sound pot goes over by the control panel or coin door. So we'll mount this thing to where you can open the coin door and get to it. So this is Jamma. So we got to put a Jamma harness on here, and then it must pick up the video signal off of the Jamma harness. This is to the soundboard here. And this is probably, I'm just looking here. So this must do this power and sound. I'm not sure what this deal is here with the jumper wire. I'll just leave that as is. I don't know nothing about the dip switch settings or anything like that. So we're not gonna touch any of that stuff. Maybe once we get it up and running, we'll see what happens. But all right, so this is just about ready to go in. Actually, we probably could put it in. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to do before that. Gotta put that other leg on right here. There's one leg missing. So let's throw that on real quick. Looks like the hole's too big in the PCB. Oh no, it fits. Okay. Just kind of all arranging these things so that I can get a screw into them. All right. I need to grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws. All right. Got that in. I mounted it up front so you can reach in here and get to that coin pot, or the coin pot, the volume pot. I guess we can get the Jamma harness out. Hopefully the power wire is long enough from the Jamma harness to the power supply. Might have to relocate that. Let's see what we got here. I don't know if this game uses 5 volts or not, ground or negative 5 volts. Okay, so what we have here is green is negative 5 volts, red is plus 5, yellow is 12, black is obviously ground. This is our video cable, which we'll have to change the plug-in to. This is our coin door and stuff. Now this does not have a key in it, okay? So since this does not have a key in it, you have to be very careful on how you put this on, because without a key, this can be slid on either direction. So always on a Jamma harness, the first little section is always your power, okay? It's gonna be your ground, your 5 volts, your negative 5, and your 12 volts, okay? Are all gonna be right here. So ground is always number 1, and ground is always the last one. So that's another thing you have to make sure that you're right with. So we want to put it on this way, because you want the fat ground on pin number 1. And these are your player 1 and player 2 wiring. So these are to our power supply, which I think I'm gonna have to raise up, which is not a big deal. It is what it is. This is gonna go to the monitor, so I'm just gonna kind of stick that there for now. Looks like you can kind of see everything from right here inside the cabinet. So let me go back there. Guess I'll sit on the floor. Actually, I might be able to sit on my chair. And we'll get this plugged into the power supply. And then we need to make a wire to the power brick once I figure out what's what. Yeah, it's close, but not close enough. That's okay. We'll take it off the floor. We'll mount it to the wall. I'm going to go ahead and hook up the -5. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. So remember, yellow is 12, plus 12 is yellow. If I were to guess, I would say it probably uses -5 for the soundboard, because that was a pretty common thing that they did. Trying to get this screw past the circuit board. Seriously, come on. There we go. All right, looks like we're only going to get one screw in there. I'll put one right here. There we go. All right, so we have our power wires hooked up. We just need to run power to the power supply from the power brick now. I guess I could plug this in and take some readings off of this power brick. First thing I need to do is make sure that these wires They're not touching each other. These touch each other, we're going to blow the fuse. So let me grab the multimeter, we'll plug this thing in, and we'll see what we have voltage-wise. Okay. Plug this guy in. Okay, now we have an interlock switch. Okay, I'm hearing it. It turned on. There is a switch on top of the cabinet. I can hear it buzzing. Let's hit that switch to make sure the switch up here is wired up. Yes, it is. Okay, good. So we have power, we have an interlock switch working, and we also have the on-off switch working. So now we're going to go to AC voltage, because we want to see what this is putting out. For the monitor here. Am I on AC or DC? I might be on the wrong setting. I'm on DC. I'm not used to this multimeter. It's different than the one I have in the basement. What the hell? I wonder if this is coin door. That could be coin door. Fuse is good. All right, give me a minute here. I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know if that meter's screwed up or what, but I'm getting no good AC voltage. Okay, I turned the meter off and back on, now it's fine. I don't know what the heck it was. So these wires coming out here are reading 129.6. So that's fine for the power supply. We don't want to run that to the monitor. So we need to see what wires are for the monitor, which there's two wires here. This pink one and this purple. That's saying 129 as well, but that might change when it's plugged in. And And this is, my guess is this is probably coin door. Yeah, it's coming up 5.8 volts AC. So this has got to be for coin door lights. All right, so I think we're going to be all right with that. I got to double check. But I need to make, I don't have any of these plug-ins. This has a triangle on one side and then two regulars. So I'm going to cut this off, and we are going to use butt connectors, heat shrink them, and then run spade connectors into that. So we have our power, our common, and our green as our ground. So let's power this up. I'm going to turn this off and unplug it and get that powered up first. So I need 3 butt connectors, 3 spade connectors, and a heat gun. Not going to go crazy screwing all the wires and stuff down just yet. Should be a nice game when it's done. Cabinet's in real nice shape now. It was in pretty damn good shape when we got it. When I got it here. We'll zip tie all these wires together and everything. Alright, now, just kind of want to see how long I need them to be, because I want them to be nice, coming up like this and over. So let's cut them to right there. Okay, now we can put our spade connector ends on. Right. Make sure you hook your green to field ground, not ground. There is a difference. Okay, now we have that done. I guess I can, guess I should probably get the monitor in, blow it off, and get it put up in here. I gotta find some bolts to hold it in. 25 inch, I haven't done one of these in a while. These freaking things are heavy. I think those are just 1/4 inch bolts, but let me look and see. Okay, the bolts are 1/4 inch 20. So let me see if I can get this up there without screwing the monitor, or the, let me wipe this off. I blew it off, but there's still some dirt on it. That's not too bad, actually. Actually got it lined up pretty good, I think. That's a first. Now, I do not have the screen bezel or the marquee. He ordered it from Joe Zabo. So, that might be a little bit before he gets it. So, it'll be leaving here without that put on it. Surprised that dropped in there and lined right up the first time. Usually you gotta slide them right or left. The monitor has been recapped, not by me. He did it. I don't think he tested. I think he said he did not test it after he capped it, so hopefully everything's good. Okay. Okay, I need to splice back together the ground wire for the neck board. I'm going to have to make a video cable. We got to make a power cable. I'm going to run this ground wire to the frame of the monitor. There's a tab right here that it slides onto. I got the wrong connector. Yeah, I'll have to run in the house and grab a Molex connector for this and a couple pins. And also we need to, I believe we need to make a video cable. It's right here. This is probably, yeah, because I don't think that won't go onto that. That's for a different setup. So yeah, we'll have to make a cable for that. Not the whole cable, we just really just need to put the ends on it. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I want to get this fired up tonight, and then I'll just do the control panels tomorrow. And other than that, we got to clean up the wiring and everything, and it'll be done. As long as the board works and everything else. I was going to try to finish it all, but I got a little busy this morning. Everything took a little longer than it was supposed to. It's almost 8 o'clock at night already. Okay, we got our ground, so now we just need to hook up these two powers. Our speaker wires here. Once again, we'll tie all this up afterwards. bring out some smaller butt connectors for the speaker wires. Get them back there real quick. With a white and the white and black stripe. What I'm doing is pulling them through the harness here. All right, these are, we don't need these. We could do, actually, maybe we'll make these things so you can disconnect them. We could do that. Let's see, we got them coming like this. These will come over to here. And maybe we'll put connectors on them. Why not? Okay, so the white and black stripe is positive on the cabinet itself. I'm going to verify the Jamma harness because I honestly forget. The white and black stripe on the harness is positive. So white and black to white and black. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to use these connectors, and we're going to do this a certain way. So I'm going to put the female side onto the white and black coming from the speaker. Okay, then I'm going to put the male side on the black wire coming from the speaker. Okay, so now we know that the striped wire is our positive, and on here we have the female, so we need to put the male on the positive wire coming from the harness. So by doing it this way, these can only plug in one direction. So you can't reverse the polarity. Would it really matter? Probably not, but you're here, you might as well hook it up right. Okay, so now we know that you can't hook up backwards. So we're going to plug these together. Now we're going to heat shrink them together. And then tomorrow, when we're tying everything up, we'll make it all nice and neat. So now we just need to make a plug for that, plug for the video. Are these wires long enough? Yes, they are. Okay, good. So I'm going to cut this off, and we'll put the right connector on. Now I'm not sure if we're going to have to tie the sync wires together or anything like that. I don't know. We'll find out when we get to it, I guess. I'll strip those afterwards. I got to bring zip ties out here as well. Let's look at the marquee light. Might as well get that done. A nice splice job here. Why'd my arcade game burn down? We don't need the ground because it's only a 2-wire plug. They have wire nuts up here too. Couldn't they just took the wires and put them right to the terminal? Bulbs burned out. I'll save this for them. All right, so we need to mount this new one up there. There we go. We'll just make this a permanent connection because it is unpluggable right there. Okay, grab 2 butt connectors. And these type of lights, it doesn't matter which way you put the wires in. They work either way. I'm trying to show the whole wiring process because nobody really shows it much, that I know of at least. And it's kind of nice when somebody does, because then you know if you have a question as to, you know, if something's going weird or something, you can go back and watch a video and figure it out. I'm going to pull the Jamma plug from the board because I want to check voltages. You don't want to check voltages with your board plugged in, because what happens if this power supply is putting out 12 volts to your 5-volt line? Well, now you just screwed your board up. Plus, let's say you accidentally made a mistake and you maybe put your 5 volts on your 12-volt line. I've done that. And that's why I always unplug the board first and test my wires, just to be positive, because you can never be too sure. So I'm gonna let that dangle. We'll go around front and we'll check them at the connector. Our marquee lights on. Let's check our voltages now. Now we need to go to DC volts, not AC. First 4 pins are ground. Next 4 are 5 volts. We're at 5.15, which I'm happy with that. Negative 4.72. 12.0 right on the dot. I'm happy with that. So we'll leave that there, because you are going to lose a little voltages as the, you know, it goes from the edge connector to the board itself. That actually might even be a hair low. We're not sure yet. So once the board's plugged in, if we check it on a chip, we might be at like 4.97, you know what I mean? So we might have to bring it up a little bit, but it should operate fine there. So, all right, I'm gonna go up to the house, grab what I need for the monitor hookup, and I think that's it. Some zip ties for now. And then we'll be ready to see if this thing fires up. Okay, I grabbed what I needed. Now I'm going to get this pinned so that we can turn this thing on and see what happens. So let's do the power first. Need the female plugs. Wasn't sure if it was male or female, so I brought both of them. New pins are always, sometimes they're real tight at first. This pink one is the tight one. There we go. All right, now we need to make the pins for these. Now I'm not sure if I'm gonna need both plugs for the monitor or just the one. I think I'm gonna need them both. Probably pretty boring to watch, but just trying to give you guys an idea of what it takes to do all this stuff for somebody who is new to it. What do you guys think of the arcade world? People that are restoring arcade games and collecting them. Do you think it's as popular as it was 10 years ago, or do you think it's a lot less? I personally think it's a lot less than it used to be, but I could be wrong. Let me know what you guys think. Half tempted to, I don't know that. I'll try them all on the first plug, but I don't think it's going to work. I think it needs to have two separate plugs. Okay, so now we gotta go see which way this plugs in. This way. Okay, so we're gonna go red. Green. Blue. Forgot my zip ties, but that's okay. Do that tomorrow. Ground. And then sync. But I don't know if I'm gonna need both sync wires, if I'm gonna need to use both plugs, I'm not sure yet. So let's just put that in there. Let me go let's plug in the Jamma harness. Make sure this is in the right direction. All right, I'm gonna power it on and see what happens. I don't really expect the monitor to work yet. That's a good sound. Okay, we have a sync issue, which I knew that was going to happen. Now, I don't know if, I'm I'm going to need to use jumper wire to both sinks up or what. That I'm just not sure about yet. Let me get a jumper wire. We'll try that first. I'm actually just going to use this extra piece of speaker wire that I have. Okay, still nothing. So that means that I probably need the other plug on the monitor because it's probably, the sink is different. There's a, what is it, there a regular sink and a high sink? I forget. Let me switch a couple wires around real quick. All right, I moved the sink wire. We're getting somewhere. Let's turn the brightness and stuff up on the monitor because that's going to make a difference. I don't know if it's right yet, but I'm seeing something, so that's a good sign. I think it's still screwed up. Looks to be screwed up. Let me put that jumper wire on the sink. Yeah, it looks to be screwed up, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Get the remote board out. Okay, we're blurry. Kind of need a light back here. Let me get a light. Looks like our green is up way too high, but I can't see anything back there, so I'm gonna put a light back here. No way! I really can't read the damn neck board. First, I'm screwing with the focus. That already looks way better. Way better. Okay. I think we need to turn the green down. Looks like we have a degaussing problem, which is not a big deal. Yeah, it definitely needs the wand probably, unless, let me check and see if the coil is actually plugged in. Yes, it is plugged in. Okay. So let's see what these pots do. I can't read the neck board because there's a piece of wood in my way. So I'm going to crank this one. Oh, it's already cranked. Crank it the other way. I don't know what it's doing yet because I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, what did that do? Did that make the green even worse? Yes, it did. Okay, so that's green, I think. That must be green drive, maybe. Next one, red maybe? Okay, let me think here. Red, green, blue. Red, green, blue maybe? Let's see what this one does. The only way I'd be able to tell what this says is if I pop the neck board off. And I don't really want to take it back off. I don't need to. We might have to put the other sync wire on too, I think. I'm not sure yet. Okay, that's red. Okay, green is next. Okay. Man, that blue is all the way down. I think. No way. Yes way. It's all the way down, dude. Man, that guy didn't like me saying that. Okay. Looking better. I just think the background is too dark. Aha! Look at that. It's pretty good right there. Let's screw with the contrast a little bit. Okay, take the contrast down. That looks way better. Contrast is way too high. See, as the contrast goes high, how everything starts bleeding? You got to back your contrast off until you straighten that out and get rid of the bleeding, which is right about there. Let's see if we can throw a little bit more brightness at it, tiny bit like that. And then we just have our positions and sizes, vertical size. That looks pretty good there. Okay, now let me show you something here. See the top of that screen? You see how the top of the screen is pulling to the left? Okay, let's see if I can see it on the camera here. Yes, you can see the top of that screen pulling to the left. I'm going to take this jumper wire and I'm going to jump the two sync wires, and it should take care of that problem. And if that's the case, we have to run a jumper wire, which is not a big deal. I'll show you how to do that. I just don't remember if pin 1 is ground or if pin 3 is ground. So we're going to try it to pin 3 because I think pin 1 is ground. So I'm just going to stick this in here from pin 3 to pin 2 and see if we can fix that rollover issue. Ouch. I don't know yet until we get to that other screen. I might be on the wrong pin. I might need to go on pin 1. I'm on pin 2 and 3 right now. Come on. We'll use the degaussing one tomorrow. That's not a big deal. Looks like the top's better right there. Yeah, see how the top is better now? See how it's not wanting to pull like it was? And That's a common issue with these, is you gotta link those two together. Let me, out of curiosity, let me pull that out again. No way. And see what happens. There goes the top. See how the top just went all funky? So, yep, pin 2 and 3 need to be linked. Now, can I get the damn wire back in there? Just temporarily. And we'll fix it here in a minute. Okay, so let's screw with the size. Oh no, shit, still doing it. Okay, let me see. Did I not get it in there? You might not be hitting the pin. Yeah, it's still doing it. There's no horizontal hold on here. Must be on the back of the monitor. I think it's, I thought I had it. I don't want to go crimping this wire in there if I'm not correct. There, I was correct. It was just not making contact on the pin. I literally just shoved the wire in there. I think we're a little bit too horizontal position. There's no horizontal size. Maybe it's on the back of the monitor board. This is a K7000. I honestly don't really screw with 25-inch monitors that much. With a horizontal hold, but not a... Yeah, it'll look better tomorrow when I run that wand on there. It's gonna get rid of that. And I think we honestly, since the blue is all the way down, boy, I don't know. No way. I think that looks a little better there. Lowering that black level just a little bit. What I do with the vertical hold and the horizontal hold is I'll go to one side until it starts rolling. Okay, then I go back. I kind of watch the dial to where it starts rolling the other way. And then what I do is I kind of split it in the middle to keep it from, you know what I mean, wandering on you in the future. So we got the curve fixed on the top. We have a degauss problem, not a big deal. Colors are not looking bad. Don't really know what the gameplay is supposed to look like. I'm almost wondering if the red's too low. I don't know how bright that's supposed to be in the middle there. Red is the first pot. Yeah, see, as soon as you start giving it too much red, it takes all your grays and turns them red. So I think we're better off right about there. Now, unfortunately, the red drive pot is stuck. I can't turn it, and I don't want to force it because I don't want to break it. I do not have any of these pots for this monitor. I think that's pretty damn good there. I don't think we're gonna get any better than that. I think that looks pretty damn good there. No, I lied. The red's too high. Look at the gray around the perimeter. This should be like a whitish gray, and it's pink. That's 2 blue, 2 pink. Aha. All right. Let me see what that does. I think that's, I don't know. Gotta wait for the other screen where it's gray in the background. Blue might be up too high now. I think the blue's up too high. Yeah, the writing's blue.
No way!
I think that looks a lot better now. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think that looks good. And we can do a little bit of fine tuning on it tomorrow. But we got it working. Let's do that jumper wire real quick on the 3-pin plug. Okay, so we're gonna take that. We're gonna unplug this. Monitor is still currently on. It's okay. Ugh, new plugs are a pain. So what we need to do is we need to just do that. We need to go to pin 2 to pin 3. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut off this connector I put on here. Cut this one off. Splice it. We're going to take this wire, tie it into that one. Stick a new end on. Now what I'm screwing with the monitor on has nothing to do with the power. I'm nowhere near my anode cup, okay? I'm nowhere near the flyback side of the monitor. I'm on the other side. Obviously, if you do not feel comfortable doing it, don't do it. Don't do what I do just because I'm doing it, because I've done it for a long time. If you're not comfortable, power it down, unplug it. Take the voltage out of the tube if you're really nervous about it. Okay, now I'm going to cut this wire down a little bit, but I like to leave a little bit of a loop there in case you need to cut it. Or, you know what I mean, re-splice it or something. Then you don't have to go searching around for another wire. So I leave them a little bit longer. A lot of people will loop them really, really tight, but I don't mind. And I think I've lost I lost the plug. I don't know where I put it. Oh, I see it. Kind of hard working with the spotlight. Oh, this is a bad one. It's a cut one. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna pin 2 and 3. So we'll stick this in pin number 2, and then pin number 3. Now we have our sinks together. We can plug it back in, and we should be good. Yep, there it is. Fucking spotlight will kill you. Oh, it's bright. Yep, so I'm happy with that. And to be honest with you, it might not need a degaussing wand. It might just need to be spun. I've had this problem in the shop before. See that? Let's wait until that other screen comes on. You don't always have to degauss stuff. But you see how this side now looks good? I don't know what it is. I have a problem right here in the shop in front of the spray booth, and I have this identical problem in my basement right at the bottom of the steps. At the bottom of the steps in my basement, if I put a game together down there and try to get a CRT monitor set up, it never looks right. It always has funky colors. My screen's a little too wide here. I'm gonna might have to screw it the horizontal size, maybe. But yeah, see this color now? It's all better now. So we don't need to screw with that. It's just where it was sitting in the shop. Something that stupid. Let me turn off this marquee light. The good thing about this light here is it's got an on-off switch. So you can kind of turn it off. We can kind of see what this looks like now. See how much better that looks now with the light off, not drowning out the picture. Obviously you have the refresh lines. You don't see that in person. The camera picks it up. But yeah, you don't see the lines going across the screen like this in person, obviously. Kind of wanted to go to a colorful, like a different screen here. Just kind of see what it looks like. Looks like my focus is pretty much set. Now, let me turn the lights back on in here. So now, when they pick up this game and they take it all the way home, hour drive or whatever it is, it might the focus might get a little bit out of whack on the monitor. The screen brightness might get a little screwed up, and that is normal. This freaking, there we go. The screen could get a little funky, and that's all normal. That happens when this thing's bouncing around in your car. You know, these pots can turn a little bit. I'm gonna mount this control panel board right over here, so that they can see it and be able to do adjustments to it. So we'll get a couple legs to mount that over there. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna end this video here. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to get this coin door wired up. We're gonna get the control panel wired up, and we're gonna put the T-molding on, and we're gonna be done with this thing. Probably half day tomorrow, I'll have this thing wrapped up, and it'll be ready for him to come pick it up. Before I end this video though, let's do that stencil real quick. So that is out of the way, hopefully. I gotta try to push this down a little bit harder. So let me get a Bondo spreader here. This was some old masking paper. I bought a bunch of masking when I did the Tato cabinets, and I bought extra. I don't know where the heck I put it. I totally lost it. Guess that's what happens when you have 400 things going on at one time. Every day of my life. I gotta grab a tape measure. I want to kind of measure this and make sure it's straight on there. That's actually pretty close. Not much to measure off of. Actually, I'm leaving it there. I kind of placed it where the original one was, as close as I could. Oh boy. Is this even going to want to stick? Kind of hard to stick to this mesh. Not much surface area. Almost wonder if I should have cut it out of regular vinyl. Just got to stay on there enough to do a little bit of spray paint. That's all I need. A little light spray painting. That ain't good. See if I can straighten that out. Got it. Okay. It kind of looks cool in blue. I'd have to turn that off. That would drive me nuts. Now, can I pick the R out? Not the whole R. The center of the R. The Okay. That does look cool blue. You have to admit. That looks pretty badass blue. Staying back real far. I see a little spot that lifted right here, and I might have to touch that up with a paintbrush. But that's all right. I'm not worried about it. All right, that's sprayed. Put it off to the side here for a few. And I'm going to spray these other side of these two brackets. Come on, have enough. I don't want to open another can. Got it. All right, let's go back over to the bench here. We're going to bring this grill back over here. Grab the speaker grill. It is still a little wet. looks good. Tiny, tiny little bleed through there, but all in all, that looks badass. Try doing that all in one day with Rust-Oleum. Can't do it. Very happy with that. That looks really, really good. So tomorrow now, we're just finishing this bad boy up, and it's ready to go to its new home. So this is part 6. I was hoping to finish it, but I got way behind schedule today, which is normal. It does happen. Like I said, I did a bunch of sandblasting on my other channel. I painted these doors for the gas pumps and stuff like that today. So like I said, I got a little bit behind schedule. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Let me know what you guys think. If you wouldn't mind hitting the thumbs up, I'd really appreciate that. Make sure you guys come back tomorrow. I'm going to get out here early, probably around 8 in the morning, and get this thing wrapped up. I'd like to have it wrapped up by lunchtime. We'll see what happens. I want to take this wiring harness for the player 1 and player 2, and I'd like to cut it back to maybe here. Put an end connect, put a Molex connector on there, and so that the control panel can be lifted off of the game and removed. Same thing with the the coin door. I want to take the coin door wires that go to the coin door, and I want to cut them, and I want to put a Molex connector there as well. I hate it when you go to try to take a control panel off and you can't, because you have a Jamma harness and the wires go right from the Jamma harness into the buttons and joysticks, because that just sucks, because then you kind of, either you have to pull all the wires off to get the control panel off, or you got to kind of tilt it up and hold it there. So tomorrow we need to wire the control panel, wire the coin door, clean up the wiring in the back, which that'll be real easy, put the T-molding on, cut a groove in the control panel and put the T-molding on there as well, and then it'll be finished up. So really not that bad. I need to look at the manual. I need to look up the manual so I can get the wiring schematics for the buttons, because it's 2 joysticks and a start button, which is easy for the start button. Start buttons on Jamma harnesses are always the brown wire. So this is going to be your start. And on a Jamma harness, the wire section, I think I started a game. Let me turn this off real quick. Okay, so on a Jamma harness, player 1 side of the Jamma harness is always the one that has your all your ground loops connected to it. Okay, so this is player 1 side. So this would be your player 1 start, your brown. This is your player 2 side. This is your player 2 start, which is the brown. Okay, and then usually, I believe it goes, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I don't wire a lot of Jamma harnesses anymore. I used to, not anymore. I was big into 90s games for a while, and then I realized I kind of like the 80s ones better. But anyways, I think it goes blue would be button 1, purple 2. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. Yeah, I think I'm already forgetting. Right, left, up, and down is red. I think red's up, orange is down, right is green, and left is yellow, I believe. So we have those 4, and then we have a player 1 start, which is here, and then I'm almost wondering if the other joystick is using these other 4 buttons here, which in theory it should, I believe it goes blue, purple, gray, white, pink, and black. I think that's the order that it goes in. So if I were to guess, look at this, freaking missing an end. Brand new harness, missing one of the ends. It doesn't matter, I'm not using these. We're going to solder the wires to the joysticks and the player buttons. I hate using these things unless I have no choice on joysticks and stuff, because these, I have seen these slide off in the past and then the game quits working. I try to do it the best that I can so that somebody who gets it doesn't have to worry about having any issues and dealing with it. But if I were to guess, I would say that these 4 wires are this is the directional joystick, and then this other joystick would be these 4. But we'll see. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to get this video edited and get it up, and I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching.